There is more than one shooter.
Crime scene tape and bullet holes are common images in the news today. Regardless of this trend, Florida legislators are proposing a law that would allow concealed weapons on public college campuses. Attorney and law school professor Dr. Marianne Franks explains this law.
There are certain places where people with concealed carry permits cannot carry their weapons, even though they have a license to carry them in other places. What the bill would essentially do is take schools off of that list. Concealed carry permits, at least in Florida, are really, really easy to get. It doesn't mean that you have great training. It doesn't mean you know a lot about safe storage. It doesn't really do anything for you other than give you permission to carry a weapon. And we can imagine all the things that happen on college campuses. People get upset about grades. They get upset with each other at parties. They get drunk. They have sex. And now you've got a lethal weapon somewhere nearby.
Some hold a different view on guns and believe that with the proper training and education, guns may provide protection for students.
It's an inanimate object. It doesn't do anything. People do bad things, and we need to put the blame where the blame lies. I believe in the right to carry, to bear arms and all that, but I do think that there should be training that comes along with it. You want to see how good gun control works? Ask guys like Hitler, Pol Pot, Mao Zedong, and Joseph Stalin. They will tell you exactly that gun control works. Once you disarm the people, you can then go and slaughter millions, as each one of them have done.
Commander Fernando Villa of the Hialeah Police Department favors an increase in police presence on campus versus arming students.
The more weapons, the more problems. It's just a simple recipe. You're creating more of a problem by allowing students to bring weapons into the campus. Students don't have to bring guns to campus to feel safe. Really, that's our job. The officers do not have a crystal ball to find out what's going on. Students cannot help.
Students are caught in the crossfire when it comes to the proposed law, and many of them are vocal about the possibility of their fellow classmates having loaded guns on campus.
I feel like having guns on campus would create more security, but it would also create like a sense of fear within other people.
If you feel like you need to bring a gun, that means the campus isn't doing its job to make you feel safe, and that's something you need to take up with administration.
I'd be afraid. Like, I'm from Southside Chicago, so I know what violence is. I know what being strapped up needs to be on the streets and stuff. I feel like it's not necessary on college campuses. I feel like being able to depend on our FIU police are the people that are supposed to protect us is enough.
Franks, who has testified against the law, conducted research on the accuracy of shots fired by trained enforcement officials. Her conclusion was quite surprising.
The New York Police Department has a 30% accuracy rate when they are firing, and that's when no one's shooting back at them. When they're actually being fired upon, their accuracy rate goes down to 18%. And we're being asked to imagine that a civilian, a student, someone who's fairly young, who's maybe had 2.5 hours of training, and that training may have never actually involved shooting a weapon, that somehow they're going to become a superhero in that moment.
If this becomes reality, it is predicted to cost Florida colleges $74 million on investments towards college campus security. Florida legislative branch session begins on January 12, 2016, and this bill will be the first one to hit the House floor for a vote. Will students be packing more than just books in 2016? Only time will tell.